In this video, we're going to show you to install the air box on your Jeep Grand Cherokee located underneath your hood. Once you have your hood open, go ahead and lift up on the engine cover here. And when you lift this up, you are separating the little plastic mounts from these little rubber bushings here. Go ahead and set that aside. Now, before we remove our air box, we need to remove our air intake tube here. There is a hose clamp here. It's a 5/16, or you can use a flathead screwdriver. You want to go ahead and loosen this clamp. Right beside it, there's going to be a vacuum port. You want to go ahead and just wiggle this off. You can tuck that aside or kind of rest that somewhere else. Follow this tube up to the throttle body, and there's going to be another clamp up there. While we're up here, right beside this clamp, right here is going to be an air intake temp sensor. We want to go ahead and pinch down this little tab and pull that connector off. Now at this point, we can remove the intake tube. Right underneath this portion here, there's a plastic post facing down. It looks just like this one here, and it goes into a rubber grommet, so just gently lift up. It'll pop out, and then you can remove both ends of the intake tube and set that aside. Now on our factory unit, we have two clamps here, and these just snap down. Now these are located on the driver's side fender well area over here. So you're just gonna reach down and just use your fingers, undo those two, lift this up and slide this out. You can grab the air filter, lift that up and set that aside. Now our weather stripping for the hood comes across our intake tube here, and we're gonna use our trim tool. And you're gonna just gently lift up on this, and you're gonna find a little rubber or plastic retainer locking this weather strip to this. I'm gonna go ahead and try and pop that out. It's gonna give you a little bit of freedom to go ahead and pull up on this, and our airbox base is going to pull up off of these metal studs inside. There's just rubber grommets on the inside. Go ahead and give this a little wiggle and a jiggle, and we're going to work this up and out. Just manipulate it up and out like so. Now here is our intake port right here. On the bottom side, you're going to lift up with your fingers and push it in. Separate that like that. I'm going to take our new airbox base, and we need to insert this intake tube. Just insert that and push it in. You're going to hear it snap into place. Let's go ahead and install this base. Now here are the two metal posts. These need to insert into the rubber grommets inside our base. Okay, once we have the airbox base in place, we can install our seal. Push that little plastic grommet in. Now's the perfect time to go ahead and double check your air filter, make sure that it is clean. Otherwise, go ahead and replace that. Drop this down into place. Now we can take our lid On the front side, there's two little tabs. We need to insert them into the inboard portion of this airbox. Lower this down and then just snap over those spring clips on the other side. Let's go ahead and install our intake charge tube. All right, now we're going to install this here, line that up with the throttle body, push that on, line up the other end on our air box. And then get that plastic post lined up into that rubber grommet and push down. It'll pop into place, securing everything there. Now with the throttle body, we want to go ahead and tighten down that clamp. Install your air intake temp sensor connector. At the airbox side, go ahead and tighten down that clamp. Now you want these to be snug. It doesn't have to be super, super tight. You just want to secure that. You're trying to prevent any air leaks from getting inside between the airbox and the tube itself. So once you feel that start to snug down on you, give it a little wiggle, make sure it's secure. Install the vacuum port on the side. Line up the engine cover with the plastic studs positioned in various locations. You reach underneath and line up that front one here. Once that front one's lined up, you'll feel it pop in, push it down. Once you have your cover on, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.